Hey everyone, and welcome back to my chair. Today we're creating a beautiful full set of 2 strand twists with human hair extensions. Now the secret to any great style isn't just the final look, it's the science and the care behind it. As the Afro curly hair coach, I work with a system I created called PETALS. P is for porosity, how hair absorbs and retains moisture. E is for elasticity, how it stretches without breaking. T is for texture, your unique curl pattern and density. A is for acidity, the pH balance of your hair and scalp. L is for length, retention. S is for the scalp, the foundation of all hair health. I use these 6 petals to guide every session. You'll see them woven through every decision I make today. And stylists, if you're watching this and thinking, how do I apply PETALS in my own consultations? I've created the Coily Coils Consultation Sheets. They're PDFs and forms designed for you to use directly with clients so you can analyze porosity, elasticity, texture, and scalp health with confidence. They take the guesswork out of consultations and give you a professional system to stand on. Before I even reach for product or comb, I start by reading the hair and scalp. You can see the hair is thick with high porosity, thirsty hair that soaks up moisture quickly, and notice the ends where old color is growing out, yet they're a little frizzy, a little fragile. That's the hair's way of speaking to us, asking for nourishment. This is where empathy comes in. Styling isn't about rushing through, it's about listening to the scalp, listening to the strands, and honoring the story they're telling. If you look at her face, you'll notice she's relaxed, not in pain. That's always the first check. A comfortable client is the foundation of a healthy install. Next, I test elasticity. I gently stretch a strand and let it go. If it bounces back, elasticity is healthy. If it snaps or doesn't return, the hair is stressed. That tells me how much tension I can safely apply when twisting. Some stylists miss this step and end up pulling too tight. That's where breakage and even traction alopecia can begin. For me, elasticity is sacred data. It tells me how to protect the cuticle while still getting a clean finish. Now let's talk product philosophy. A lot of people feel they need to pile on gels, waxes, or heavy butters to get definition. But think about what happens when you cake on layers. The scalp suffocates, the cuticle gets blocked, and over time the hair becomes brittle because true hydration can't get in. Instead, I work light but powerful. First, Afro Mystic Refresh Leave-In Conditioner Spray. I coat water-based mist that hydrates and restores pH balance. High porosity hair like hers benefits from that acidic balance because it helps the cuticle lie flat. Then I layer Afro Mystic Moisturizing Hair Butter, an oil-rich sealant that locks that water in without heaviness. It's like watering a plant. You give it water, then you cover the soil so it doesn't evaporate. That's porosity and acidity working together, a science-backed way to let hair breathe and thrive. Tools ready: rat tail comb, sectioning clips, soft brush, pre-feathered human hair bulk, and shears. Notice the human hair is feathered, the ends thinned out, so when I blend it with natural strands, it disappears seamlessly. That's how we avoid that blunt, artificial look. Even in choosing extensions, empathy matters. I always color match and texture match carefully, so the final style honors the client's natural beauty rather than fighting it. When I part the head, I use a brick lay pattern. Imagine bricks on a wall, each row offset from the one below. This avoids gaps and makes the style look fuller. Straight stacked rows can expose the scalp. Brick lay creates balance and flow. Parting is also about density zones. The crown is naturally denser, so I adjust part sizes accordingly. This is where texture science and artistry meet. And stylists, this is exactly the kind of breakdown we practice inside the coil empowerment community. Live sessions, peer support, and skill building, so you can sharpen your technique and grow your chair income with confidence. Now, the anchor, watch closely. I pinch a veil of natural hair with feathered extension hair and start with a wrap. No gels, no wax. The security comes from technique, consistent tension, and correct torque. Here's the science. Twist each strand in the same direction, then wrap them opposite. That opposite torque creates a rope twist that resists unraveling naturally. If you've ever had twists that slip out after a week, this method changes everything. Pause. Notice my wrist. I keep the torque steady, not too tight, not too loose. The scalp isn't turning white and my client's expression is calm. I often say, beauty should never feel like punishment. If the client is wincing, you've already gone too far. This is where Petals reminds us. Elasticity and scalp health set the boundaries. Twists that last don't need pain to prove it. Pause. As I move down the strand, if the natural hair starts thinning, I feed in a whisper of extension. Always feathered, always continuous. The goal is a smooth, consistent diameter from root to tip. No sudden bumps, no visible knots. Pause. At the ends, I taper coil, rolling the last centimeters between finger and thumb. With human hair, I palm roll gently to marry the fibers. For uneven natural lengths, I stagger the finishes so the set falls seamlessly. This is where length retention comes alive. Protecting ends is protecting future growth. Now, let's zoom out. We're in a rhythm: part, anchor, twist, feed, taper, repeat. This repetition is meditative and deeply cultural. Twists have been worn for centuries across the African diaspora. They've always been more than style. They are protection, identity, and beauty intertwined. When I twist, I'm not just styling, I'm honoring heritage. Each rope twist is a thread of culture, science, and care. And this is why I train stylists. Inside the Afro Curly Hair Coach Hub, we break down installs like this, plus consultation systems, product science, and business structure, so you can grow not just your skills, but your career. At fragile hairlines, I downsize the parts and ease tension. The edges are precious. They frame the face, but they're also the most vulnerable to damage. At the dense crown, I keep parts consistent to avoid creating a bulky plateau. This balance of precision and empathy means the style looks beautiful and feels comfortable. Time for a petals check. Midway. Porosity. Is moisture holding or drying too fast? Elasticity. Do the strands still stretch and spring without stress? Texture. Are the twists uniform and defined? Acidity, pH. Is the cuticle line calm and smooth? Length. Are the ends staggered and protected? Scalp. Is it calm? No redness? No pulling? Finishing touches, I scissor dust flyaways, not cutting into the style, just tidying. Then I smooth with a light foam mousse for sheen and hold. No crunch, no flakes. And notice, I don't hot water dip human hair, that's for synthetics. Instead, I use cool airflow or palm rolling. It sets the rope, relaxes fuzz, and respects the integrity of human hair. Now let's talk aftercare. This is where clients often lose their results. My advice is sleep with a satin bonnet or pillowcase to prevent friction. If the scalp feels dry, use a targeted drop of oil on the skin only, not soaking the twist. Refresh by misting lightly, then palm rolling for a few seconds to revive rope tension. When washing, focus on scalp cleansing. Let the water run through the twists without rough scrubbing. Aftercare is where length retention is truly secured. Longevity depends on lifestyle, workouts, weather, how gently you handle them. For takedown, always unravel from the ends with patience. Rushing removal is where people lose the growth they work so hard for. Remember, health at install, health at takedown. Let's recap petals. Porosity shaped hydration, elasticity dictated safe tension, texture guided parting and blending, acidity/pH kept the cuticle calm, length influenced our finishes, and scalp health was respected at every step. And stylists, if you want to master this with the Coily Coils Consultation Sheets, the Coil Empowerment Community, and structured training inside the hub, this is your invitation. Together, we're raising the standard of textured hair education, one stylist, one twist, one client at a time.